Easily one of the greatest opening lines of any song in the past 20 years is, "I killed a man because he killed my goat." And you can lay that directly at Mastodon's feet. So I'll have more tickets for that show tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a short show. Oh, maybe I won't tomorrow. Maybe, I guess I'll have to squeeze them all in. I'll compress the times tomorrow because we're only on for a couple of hours. So I'll still have Seven Dust and Joe Satriani and Mastodon tickets for you. But 4:10, Gab Cruz, our friend from over there in the Cleveland Guardians on Channel 19, she'll be sitting in tomorrow. But a short show otherwise. It's the season opener for the Guardians. They're in Kansas City. 4:10 is the start here on MMS. So we'll slide out for that. And then next Friday, they are here for the home opener against San Francisco Giants, and we'll be doing the show live downtown. Starting at 2 o'clock, we're going to be at Pizza 216, right there on Euclid. 401 if you were to mail them a letter. And it's brought to you by Budweiser. So we'll be set up there. We'll have some food. We'll have some pops. We'll probably have some prizes.
Yeah.
I don't know what constitutes... we haven't done a... When was the last live broadcast we did?
The last live broadcast we did must have been...
Been a minute.
Because we didn't do one that... I was thinking in the... Maybe... I think it was the 10th anniversary show.
That was the last live broadcast we did? December of 2019.
Yeah, because then going into 2020, what would we have done?
No, I know. I was thinking we had done something recently, but that can't be the case. We haven't done a live show recently.
No, did we? We haven't done one yet.
So that will be our triumphant return to putting on this dog and pony show out in public. Is going to be the 15th.
Oh, no. We're stupid. We're very stupid. I cannot...
Oh, the NBA All-Star
thing. Yes, the NBA All-Star thing.
I knew. I was like, I knew we recently did something. Yeah, right. we were at
so
Public Hall.
Yeah,
right.
Public Hall. Back in February.
There you go.
Good week.
So we will, that was a lot of fun. So we will return downtown.
That was a lot of fun.
Huh?
That was fun.
Yeah, it was a good time.
It was a weird place to be broadcasting from.
We're in the back of a cafeteria.
Yeah, but it still worked out, and it was funny, and they got the live get down. Ooh, so we'll get a live get down at Pizza 216.
Yes, you will.
Is Mary in town? Is she going to be there for
is.
that? Okay, good.
I don't have her as out of town.
I'm going to be at Hilarities that night with Mike Vecchione. So I'm going to do a nice, real good get down and then go tell jokes.
There you go.
It's going to be nice.
Yeah, Mary's here next Friday.
Perfect.
Because I'm gone the following week.
Because I like the idea of her being embarrassed in front of a group of people and people seeing it live.
Yeah, but she won't be embarrassed.
She gets very uncomfortable when I do it. She gets
that is true.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that. I want people to witness that.
Yeah,
it'll be fun. And then what's that big thing on Friday? This Friday.
Oh, you mean Bill Squire in Pittsburgh?
That's the one.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, it is. Pittsburgh this Friday. Tickets at BillSquire.com. Wow. Arcade Comedy Theater.
Right. You ever done Brillo Box?
No.
In Pittsburgh?
Maybe. I've done a few.
You do a lot
places.
of comedy shows over there. Granted, there are more venues now than when I was there. When I was there, it was just the Pittsburgh Improv, and Club Cafe would do a comedy night.
So between Club Cafe and just on that street, I've performed at 3 different venues.
On Carson Street.
Yeah, I can't remember what they all are.
Well, the Rex Theater I performed at a couple times, but that was like a big old movie house that they would have bands there. So it wasn't really conducive to comedy, but it was kind of like the Kent Stage, where it's like it's still fun, but it's kind of a much bigger room than, the Rex, but I think the Rex Theater's long gone. Club Cafe is around the corner there. Off Carson.
Yeah,
and I'm not sure where else.
I've done a few. I think some of them have changed hands and changed names over the years. But
yeah.
I performed at a bunch of places just there on Carson Street.
I mostly did the Pittsburgh Improv when I lived there.
I performed there too.
Yeah, it's a good room.
One of my first... Well, it was my first week outside of Cleveland working with Bobby Kelly. So we did a weekend in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Very fun.
If you listen to the show on iHeartRadio from Pittsburgh or anywhere else, and I've heard from some Pittsburgh bureau chiefs who were coming out to your show.
Oh, nice. Well, thank you for getting those tickets.
Let me know where you listen. What's that?
Tell some friends.
Tell some friends.
We need to. There's few seats left. Probably less than 20. Matt
listens in D.C. Jeff is in Warren, PA. Mike is in Charlotte. Deborah listens in Venice, Florida. And Brittany is in Cape Coral, Florida. Poundcake, are you ready for your sports break?
Yes.
I want to make sure I don't rush you into it. I want to make sure that you're toned and ready, that you've done your calisthenics, that you've done your wall chairs, that you've done your Bulgarian squats.
I should be fine.
Play ball!
This is a Poundcake Sports Break.
In the headlines today, NBA star Kyle Lowry was bragging about beating Drake's ass in a one-on-one. The video is going around on Twitter of Drake getting dominated by Lowry. Everyone was roasting Drake because he bricked a three-pointer. Listen, some of y'all forget Mr. Aubrey Drake Graham is half white. He's half black, but he's also half white. And white boys can't jump, so I've been told. Also, on the subject of beating someone's ass, if parents actually beat their kids' ass, their kids would respect their elders. I don't even know how we still have youth sports because I'm sure the money ain't worth it. A youth basketball ref needed 30 stitches after a post-game attack. The incident happened Sunday at a Love of the Game event at a church. These are all 8th graders, by the way. They're all 8th graders. The cops are investigating the incident, and the referee is fine now that the doctor stopped the internal bleeding. This just proves my theory that if you can't whoop them, you shouldn't watch them. All right? Damn, kids. Lastly, Tiger Woods may not be out of the woods yet, but he's trying. Apparently, he thinks he's good enough to perform at the Masters. Tiger is still recovering from a car accident that happened in early 2021. He had surgery on his leg and had been taking it easy ever since. Easy, Tiger. It would be awful if someone put a Tanya Harding on your bum leg, but good luck with your Masters. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes this Poundcake Sports Break.
Play ball!
This is a Poundcake Sports Break.
Well, as of right now, I feel like I am going to play. As of right now, my recovery has been good. I've been very excited about how I've recovered each and every day, and that's been the challenge. That's why I came up here and tested out for 27 holes. But it's the recovery. You know, how am I going to get all the swelling out and recover for the next day? So we've got another day of 9 more holes, and then come game time.
Tiger Woods. Boy, Poundcake can barely contain his excitement on these stories. People getting hurt.
Oh, it's his favorite
He got jumped by a bunch of 8th graders. How do you tell that? How do you tell the guys in the bar that?
You say I got jumped by a bunch of 8th graders.
No, you got to say that they're big.
Well, what's the old thing? Would you rather deal with 10 8th graders or 10 midgets or?
Well, I just saw a thing about someone saying how many 5-year-olds you could fight. But I mean, 8th graders, there's 8th graders that could beat up all 3 of us.
Right,
yes, they're big.
Yeah.
But it just cracks me up because like there's no getting around that. You have stitches. You got internal bleeding.
Stitches and internal bleeding.
And you're like at the bar drowning your sorrows, and the bartender's like, Scott, man, come on, man, what's wrong with you? I've never seen you this down. He's like, I got jumped. Like, who I need to get my shotty for? Who we need to pull up on? No. It's a bunch of middles.
It was a bunch of 8th
They're
graders.
outside the law. Can't even retaliate.
But a bunch of middle schoolers jumped me. Oh, bruh, they got you up out your face.
That's junior high, not middle school. That's the way you have to.
Middle school.
8th grade?
Yeah.
8th grade is
That's
middle
junior
school.
high.
Junior high is
Junior
middle
high
school.
is middle school.
Oh, it is?
What are you talking about?
I thought middle school was between elementary school and junior high.
That's primary school. Or
Elementary school.
elementary school, primary school.
The way it worked around here.
Middle school.
I thought junior high was 7th and 8th grade.
But
We had
there's a
3
lot-
grades.
Yeah, it was 3 grades for us.
We
It
had
was
6th, 7th, and
6th,
8th.
7th, and 8th was middle school.
Yeah.
That was middle. So you guys didn't have junior high.
That
it
was
middle
our
school.
junior high.
Junior high was middle
You just
school.
said you called it middle.
It's the same thing.
Middle high and
I never heard that.
Yeah, middle school and junior high are the
I thought
same
middle school was like, so you had kindergarten, and then I thought like elementary school was like 1st through 4th.
No,
and then middle school was like 5th and 6th, and then junior high was.
I never saw.
That's how it was where we were. Maybe it's just a different thing. With,
There was never
First-
like a 4th or a 5th and 6th school. So I guess if you have it broken up that way,
Ours was always
Yeah,
3s.
Yeah.
So we had kindergarten, 1st, 2nd grade, and that was elementary school. Then 3rd and 4th.
there are
and
so many.
5th was
By the way,
primary
I had
school.
no idea there were so many friggin' schools where I live. My daughter's in kindergarten. Her whole school is kindergarten and 1st grade. And then she goes to another school for the next couple of grades, and then she goes to another school, and then she goes to high school.
Yeah,
Where
those
we live is not
dollars.
that big.
broken it up.
Wow.
They gotta. That's that
There were like
gerrymandering.
7 kindergartens at her school and 1st grade. I was like, because I went K through 8.
At the same school.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, that's
And
a big school.
And I went Catholic school K through 12. It was Catholic school, so I think most of those are parochial
No.
schools. I think are like K through 8.
Yeah.
Most of them, yeah.
I remember all of my.
So that's weird when you're in that kind of school because when you're in the 8th grade, there are still kindergartners walking the halls, which is weird.
That is strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Eastwood Elementary, then we had Prospect Primary School, then Langston Middle
Throwing
School.
hands on prospect.
Yeah. Prospect Elementary. Or Prospect. Damn it, you threw me off, Bill.
Did you call it Prospect?
It's Prospect
When you were there?
Primary.
Yep.
Langston Middle School, Oberlin Senior High School,
Is it named after Langston Hughes?
John Mercer Langston.
It was named after John Hughes?
No, John Langston.
Oh.
He's found a bunch of trees and crap in Oberlin.
It was a local guy.
Cut down some trees.
Yeah, he
They were
found
like,
a bunch of trees.
He's the founder of Oberlin. He just cut down some trees. Like, he ruining the environment. I thought y'all liked the environment. Cutting down trees.
Wow.
I think it was John Mercer Langston.
John Mercer Langston was an abolitionist and an attorney. He was the first president of Virginia State University.
He must have done something in Oberlin because Bitch was cutting down trees. Read further.
All right. After his father's death, he relocated with his sons to Chillicothe, Ohio.
Lived down there for a minute,
And
doing the
then-
recording workshop.
He and his brothers started the Oberlin Preparatory School. They were the first African-American students to be admitted.
Ew,
Well,
they
yeah,
were black? I didn't know he was black.
Why did you say
How did
ew?
you not know? How did you not know he was black?
And why are you disgusted by
I
it?
don't know. This whole time, I thought he was white.
Oh, no.
I thought he
You
was
went to
white.
a school named after a guy, and there were no pictures of him on the wall.
None.
How is
Alan,
that?
None. There weren't any. There were no pictures of him.
I don't want to blow your mind, but you know Martin Luther King Jr. was black too, right? A lot of schools named after him.
No, I didn't know he was black. Look at
Oh,
Oberlin
he was
being
the grandfather of Langston Hughes. Okay, so there is a, because that's where my brain first went. But yeah, I would think that if you start a school, you should be the first black students to be admitted. I couldn't even get into my own school. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, Oberlin.
There wasn't one photo of John Mercer Langston at that school.
No, there wasn't
Wow.
a photo of him. That's what I'm talking
But
about.
doesn't that seem strange?
Yes, that's why I'm this kind of racist because
He
I'm like,
says, ew.
well, because I'm like, that's kind of racist. Like, why? I bet if he was white, y'all have his picture on every hallway. But now that I know,
So it wasn't like a predominantly black school?
Oberlin is the most diverse school. The most diverse town that I know of. It's a bubble. Like,
No, I understand that. Well, okay. I always understood Oberlin College to be that way. I didn't know if the town
but
was.
the professors have kids there and they live there,
I see.
and they.
Then you think that his photo would be around.
That's why I'm. They need to get it together.
Yeah.
I've never seen no photo unless they changed since I've been there. This was 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. I don't remember that, but I don't remember him being black either.
All right.
I don't think I saw a picture of any of the people that founded the schools I went to, because it was, what's it called? Sidney Fenn Elementary. So I don't know what that
Sidney
was.
Finn?
Sidney Fenn.
Fenn Elementary?
And then this one, we got teased a little bit. You can probably never guess what they said about us, but I went to Claggett Middle School. So
It's a bundle of sticks. Mm-hmm. Sidney Fenn was a lifetime resident of Medina and served the city as teacher, principal, and superintendent. So he's a local guy.
Yeah.
Guy's name on a school.
But yeah, I don't know what he looks like.
By the way, to completely diverge here, Poundcake had a Kyle Lowry story in the sports break. And of course, Kyle Lowry, he won a championship with the Raptors a few years ago, but I think now he's in Miami.
Correct.
How has he not been to Toronto in 2 years? They made a big deal about how the Toronto fans went crazy. He wants to retire a Raptor and the whole thing. How has he not been back there in 2 years?
Because they didn't play in Toronto last year.
Oh,
the Raptors
right.
last year played in
Buffalo or wherever?
No, they played in Tampa. They played their whole season
Because
down
it was
there.
because of COVID.
Because of COVID, yeah.
I see.
Because they couldn't go back and forth, so they
Forgot about that.
So that's why.
Alan Hughes's painted portrait was in the front office. I'm class of 09.
There you
So
go.
for Oberlin, somebody else asked a question. For Black History Month in Oberlin, they never talked about that guy?
I don't remember.
Jesus.
But that's
I
also
barely-
like we're going off of Poundcake's memory.
I know, he doesn't pay attention to
I was
anything.
gonna say,
Yesterday
you think
we
that-
were talking about.
I can't believe that guy was black.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was black. I swear I didn't know he was black. I swear all they talked about Oberlin. Before Oberlin was founded, it was trees, trees, and more trees. So I figured anybody who had any type of contribution, bitch was in there cutting down trees.
What? That's everything. Everything was trees before it was founded. Yeah. Like,
Bitch,
New York
we're
City, trees, and more trees before they decided, hey, let's live here.
He's like he's painting him like Mr. T in Lake Forest. Bitch was cutting down trees.
Okay.
We learned that in history class.
So the front office, I don't. This is years ago, and I was a good kid, so I was never in the front office. Unless I wanted some crackers, like I would just play sick, and I'm like, can I lay down on the lounge?
Yeah, you talked about hanging out in the teacher's lounge. There had to be. I guarantee you, there was a time you wanted crackers.
I would fake sick. I'm like, I'm so sick. I just wanted some salty crackers and just lay there and get crumbs all over the
And
lounge.
nothing's changed.
You know,
Man.
I'm like,
You still love yourself a salty cracker.
every so often my mom would be weak. Salty cracker. Every so often my mom would be weak. And she's like, I just don't want the hassle. I'm just going to pick him up from school. If he says he's sick, I believe him. She was such a beaten woman. She was like, I don't want to deal with this when I get home.
There'd be days when I knew my mom about what time she'd be near the school, when I knew, like, this is in the cell phone era, so more like high school, probably like, before I got my car, so probably like freshman, junior year, and be like, oh, I know my mom's going to be around about this time of day. I'm going to get sick so that she can just pick me up.
Well, my mom
me.
stopped volunteering at school because she...
You'd always want to leave with her?
Yeah, she would come in. She was the mom. My mom was so hands-on. She would come in. She'd like, all right, this is how we're going to, she would teach my classmates things. And they were like, everyone loved Mrs. Brown. Everyone loved my mom. And I'm like, all right, y'all, bye. I'm leaving. She's like, where are you going? I'm like, home. She's like, no, you're not. So then I would make a big fuss. And then so she stopped.
Why did you think you were going to go home with your mom?
Because I felt like my home was at school with my mom. And then now my home is leaving my school. So I'm going with my home.
They're like, it's 9:30 in the morning.
That was his first homegoing ceremony when his mom came in to volunteer.
So my mom just didn't want the hassle. I'm just gonna come home. I'm like, you don't love me enough to take me home with you. That traveled all the way.
God,
to
his
college.
mom is a saint.
She really is.
Imagine what she had
You
to
should
put
pay
up
for
with.
her hotel room.
You should
and
be
everything.
paying for everything. She should not have to lift a finger in Vegas.
I used to complain. I was like, I can't believe you didn't send me a care package in college. She said, your care package is your tuition, your beer money, your car, everything.
Your mom paid your college tuition?
Well, she took out loans for me, yeah.
In her name?
Her name and my name. I took out loans. Whatever
Man.
whatever I couldn't get on my own, she co-signed for me.
Yeah.
She had
She
more
co-signed, all right.
She had more loans than me. Which I was happy to remind her. I'm like, ooh, we ain't got to pay until August.
So, yeah, you have to confer with your mother when they defer
Because that would jam
that
up.
stuff.
That would jam up our trip. I'm like, oh, man, we got this debt hanging over our heads. Now we can just relax.
We can have a good time in Vegas. Thanks to Joe Biden.
Thanks, Biden.
There you go.
Kamala.
Yep. By the way, I buried the lead earlier when I was talking about Metallica playing that, one of many high-profile acts playing that Ukraine charity. What made me laugh was this tweet that this woman, I guess, didn't expect to blow up, and it really did. She said, today when introducing World War I, a student raised her hand and brought up the death of a certain Archduke. Nobody knew his name, so as a hint, you guys know World War I history at all?
Archduke. I mean, do you want me to?
Well, she said, I offered that he shares his name with a band as a hint. And she said, gentle reader, my students asked if there had been perhaps an Archduke Metallica. So if you saw Archduke Metallica trending this morning, that's what it was.
It's Ferdinand, right?
It's Ferdinand, yes. Archduke Franz Ferdinand, which is the band she's referring to.
Yeah.
That's what precipitated, his assassination is what precipitated World War I. Archduke Metallica, I love that.
Like,
of all the bands to pick, that's not even like a
name.
Yeah, like
Archduke Hootie and the Blowfish.
But it's also not a band that you would think that like high school kids now would lean into. Yeah.
Maybe they think Metallica's from that era.
The 1914.
Yeah, they're like, isn't Metallica really old? They're from like around the olden times, so I guess Metallica.
Weren't they an Austrian band? Yeah. Franz Ferdinand. Great band, but Archduke Metallica is funny. I've got to take a break. If you want to get a text for something, 35192, and you can listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
The Alan Cox